What is up, guys? Jason Rigby, ABQ Business Podcast. How many of you are tired of meetings? Meeting after meeting after meeting. You have Zoom meetings. There's Microsoft meetings. There's Google Meet meetings. You have the meeting before the meeting after the meeting. Then you have during the meeting, you have people that can be like a little ticked off. Maybe something was said, so you need to have a meeting individually with them. I mean, it's just meeting after meeting after meeting, and you get done for the day, and you're tired. What have you executed on? What has been done? Everybody just was in meetings all day long. Well, I hope today I can help you at least organize these meetings to the point that you can hold your team accountable and that you realize the reason you're having so many meetings is because you have bad leadership. I don't mean to piss you off when I say that, but the reason that you're having so many meetings is because you don't want to hold people accountable one-on-one. So you do it in a passive-aggressive meeting setting and hope that everybody will kind of hold everybody accountable with the meeting. Because if you hold the meeting and they didn't get the work done, then you bring it up in the meeting. You see what I'm saying? Bad leadership. Another reason why, and this happens all the time, is we like to change. We're schizophrenic and we change constantly. And so we have a new meeting on some new goal that we changed and we haven't even finished the other one that we worked on. So we just throw vision, ideas, and we all know how much an idea is worth, less than a penny. Execution is what makes it gold. Executing flawlessly on a great idea is what makes you money. That is ROI. So you need to look at yourself and become self-aware enough to understand and say, why am I having so many meetings? Why am I having to do so many Zooms? What's the reason? Well, once you get that figured out, and it's very simple. I'm telling you right now, after this podcast, take 10 minutes and you'll discover why. Guaranteed. If you will sit down and be quiet, shut your door, shut your office, put a do not disturb sign on it. If you're at home, go in a quiet place, shut your door so no one will disturb you, lock it. Sit there for 10 minutes quiet. Ask yourself, why am I having so many meetings? And then, like I always like to have, is one of those, you can buy on Amazon, super cheap, one of those pads, legal. You can use a legal pad if you like legal pads. They have the smaller pads, all different types of Amazon choice pads or whatever, very inexpensive. A Moleskine book, whatever you have. But take that and then write it down. Why am I having so many meetings? It'll come to you. You'll get the reason why. Because let me tell you why I was having so many meetings. The reason was because I was using the meeting to make sure that people were executing. Because I didn't want to take the time to Slack somebody, to have a quick call, to put a voice message on Slack. That's a great thing to do, guys. Instead of sitting there typing out a huge thing, they can get your voice reflection and everything else. Leave voice messages on Slack. There's a free one for you. But when you think of meetings, and when I thought of meetings for myself, it was like, this could have been handled one-on-one with this person, or this could have been handled with the leader of that team. I didn't need to get everybody involved in it. Now, if it's a strategy meeting, I get it. You want to have all hands on deck, or the leaders on deck, your team on deck, and then you guys want to, just go bullshit and talk and have fun, maybe have lunch or donuts or something like that, coffee, and throw out ideas. And make sure that meeting's fun. That's great. Those are great meetings. But what I'm talking about, for me specifically, the weakness that I found in having meetings is that I didn't trust my team to execute properly. So I used the meeting to make sure that everything was getting done. Because I didn't trust the leader that I had. Because when I would follow up, I would see things that were being missed, or I'd see things that had gone through the crack, or see I had suggested this, or this, and then that wasn't getting done. But that's not, once again, I want you to hear this, guys. It's not a people problem, it's a systems problem. And you know how I fixed it? Trello. I have creative people, and so Trello's more creative. It has pictures, it has projects, Trello. They're not my sponsor or anything, but it's a shout out to them. That has helped my team dramatically. You can tag people in it. You can put projects. You can put pictures in there, Google Docs, all of that. So, we put, okay, I'll give you my team for this podcast. So there's an episode number. The folders are in there. And then from there, they operate in there. They put the graphics and everything else. It makes it really, really simple. Another thing that you can do is on Slack, write down the agenda for the meeting or have someone do it for you. You can call someone to your office and say, hey, you're going to be the scribe for the meetings. And then tell them why. Say, hey, I trust you. And you do a great job in being meticulous and pick somebody that's logical and then talk to them about what you want to do in the meeting and then have them write it out and then send it to everybody. Or you can do that yourself. I like to keep it 3 to 5 bullet points and then one main subject. If you have more than one main subject, those are multiple meetings and they need to be short meetings. I like to keep my meetings at 20 minutes. I think that's a perfect time. Sometimes we go over. Sometimes we're done in 5 or 10 minutes. But I think it's important, guys, that you outline the meeting, not just with an agenda. We've all heard that, but I kind of want to give you some things here that can help you with the meeting. Number one, when you have the meeting, start out with praise and motivation. Set the tone for the meeting because everybody's looking to you as a leader. If you come in there like you're tired, exhausted, you come in there like you're being narcissistic and you want people to be like, oh, boss, you've been working so much. If you're a good leader, you don't need that praise anyways. You're to praise others, to serve others, not use your leadership position to gain a throne. This isn't Game of Thrones and everybody needs to pay attention to you and bow down to you. If you're that way, you're not a real leader. So it is motivation. It is celebrating success, celebrating execution. Say, hey, I noticed this, this, and this, and you need to write this ahead of time. This will help you in your meetings because if you don't have the time to do this before a meeting, you're way too busy and you're doing too many things and you're not delegating enough. See how these things play on each other? So you celebrate success and you credit individuals for the work that they had done since the previous meeting. You reward execution, reward work being done, reward achievements, and be specific. If it's a team, you can be specific with each team member and tell them how they did. So start off the meeting with motivation. Next, get into the critiquing, analyzing mistakes and understanding why. That's really important. I would say this. Hey, this team did X, Y, and Z. We know that didn't work. I know we're A/B testing different things. Why do you think this didn't work? And I shut the fuck up and I let everybody else talk. Not me. You should only be, it's Socrates, you should only be asking questions and talking 10%. In any meeting, if you're talking more than that, the most talking you should do is in the motivation part, praising everybody. After that, you're just asking questions. That's all you're doing. If you're making statements, they're tuning you out onto something else. Analyze the mistakes, understand why, what happened, and then ask this question. How do you think we can avoid that in the future? Be quiet. If it's awkward pausing, let it ride. If it takes a minute for somebody to respond, don't feel like you need to fill that dead space. It's not your responsibility. It's theirs. If they can't articulate it, that shows you that you're doing too much work and you're not giving them 100% responsibility in doing it. And that'll show you that you're micromanaging. Do you get that? That's a key. These are all little keys. If you're self-aware enough, you'll catch on to this. And then you can correct. That's the beautiful part. We're always continually working. We're always continually making ourselves better, improving who we are, creating more, improving, evolving, just like nature. Next is analysis. Reviewing campaigns, reviewing tasks to learn lessons. What did we learn in this? Not in the mistakes, but in everything. Like, okay, Bill, I know we ran this marketing campaign. What do you think we learned in it? That's such valuable information. Susan, I know you were a part of this with Bill. What did you learn in it? What do you think we as a team could learn from this? Oh, such good questions, guys. You're going to be amazed at how smart your team is. And this may take 2 or 3 meetings where you're going to have to do this. And you have to put a little work in the beginning. But these ad hoc meetings where you just roll in there and wing it, who does that? Professionals don't do that. Do you think when you go to the Olympics, they're just winging it? They have every little detail, minute detail down. If you guys haven't watched the Formula One Netflix, some of you may not be into cars or whatever, but it's still worth watching. Every little tiny detail, every single one is brought to perfection. And that little tiny detail that's done perfectly can win a race. Next is discussing and developing ideas to turn concepts into workable strategies. This is where you get into execution. I'm telling you guys over and over and over and over again, your team's not executing. If you could get a percentage right now and you were honest, how well does your team execute? That's what you need to work on. 20%, 30%? I would say most teams are at 25 to 30%. High teams, 40 to 50%. So you're discussing and developing ideas, and then you're going to turn those by asking questions into workable strategies. So Bill comes up, I think this is a marketing plan. I think this is a great idea. I want to start using Snapchat. How are we going to do that? What's a workable strategy on this? So Susan turns around and she says, I want to run these type of ads to these type of people in this. Oh, okay, perfect. It's a workable strategy. You're getting down the details. Next is raising issues. Flagging up problems that need addressing. What problems need to be addressed? Now, this isn't the one-on-one stuff where you call people out and you're rude. This is problems, not people. You're not going to flag people and scorch them and torch them in front of everybody. It's the problem, not the person. Say, hey, I noticed when I was looking at the reports, our traffic's been down 27% this week off the website. This seems to be a problem. How are we going to address this? Question, shut the fuck up. Tell yourself that in your head all the time. I do that all the time. I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up. I tell myself. It's an affirmation for me. Okay, next, problem solving. How are we going to come up with solutions for these issues? Jim, Susan, Bill, Marie, I want to hear from each of you what you feel is a solution. Be quiet, let them talk. That's problem solving. That's the team. Let me pause here because this is really, really important. When they come up with the solution, who owns the problem then? Think about it. If you share the problem and then you have the solution, that problem belongs to you. When Bill brings up the best answer, the best solution for this, and you're like, damn, that's good, then Bill takes ownership of it. And the rest of the team confirms to him that he's on the right track, and everybody's like, I like that, Bill. That's really good. That's really good. I think that's the answer. How do you think he feels? Not only is he going to take ownership of it to solve the problem, because the problem just became him, and he had the solution to the problem. Get it? Last one. Plans. Actionable plans and steps to take once the meeting is over. This is how you end the meeting. This is how you do it. What plans are we going to take, guys, to solve this issue? And then you go through each one. Okay, Bill, you came up with that great idea. What are the plans and steps that you're going to take to solve this problem? Who do you need help with in the team to help get this done? See how simple that is, guys? Asking questions. Talking 10%. Ask questions. Get your notepad and write down their answers. Between asking questions, thoughtful questions, and writing down what they're saying, you should not have any room or any time to talk. I'm telling you, you're like, Jason, okay, I get it. No, you don't get it. Because I go into meetings all the time with leaders and they do 80% of the talking. I'm talking CEOs of successful companies. They're doing 80% of the talking. They got everybody together, so now it's their time to shine. They'll even have like PowerPoints and stuff made. And people, I'll watch people, they know they can't be on their phone because that's rude, but they're literally tuned out. Or they'll bring their laptops and you'll see them on something else. They're pretending like they're taking notes, but they're slacking somebody. I've seen this, or emailing somebody. I've seen this over and over and over and over again. If you have a meeting and you're the only one engaged, guess what? You're having a meeting with yourself. Think about it. So let's start off the meeting. Let's review this. Let's start off the meeting with motivation, celebrate successes, credit individuals and teams for their achievements for executing, what they've executed on and how they did it. Next is critique. Analyze mistakes, understand why they happened, and how are we going to avoid them? And you're going to ask the questions. Why do you think this happened? How do we avoid them? Next is analyze. We're going to review campaigns, tasks to learn valuable lessons. What do you think we could learn from this? Then we're going to discuss and develop ideas to turn concepts into workable strategies. So we're going to get down into the weeds here just for a little bit. This can take 5 minutes per an idea. Okay, that was a great idea. How are we going to have a workable strategy on that? Next, we're going to raise issues. We're going to flag up problems that need addressing. And then we're going to be quiet and we're going to let them come up with the solution so they own the problem. And they will do the work. Trust me, they'll do the work. If they feel like they own it and they have the solution, if you're going to run a race and you know you're going to win, it's so much fun. If you're like, I think I'm way better than everybody here, it gets you more motivated. And you just want to run as fast as you can. Next, problem solving. You're going to let everyone else come up with the solution for these issues. You're going to ask questions and write down their answers. And then lastly is the planning. Actionable plans and steps. What are the specific steps, Jim, that we're going to take to be able to solve this? Then you're going to end the meeting. And I guarantee you this will dramatically change. It'll take 2 or 3 meetings. That's all it'll take, just 2 or 3 meetings. If you're faithful in this and will make a commitment to do this into 2 or 3 meetings, I guarantee you, you can email me. I get your guys' comments all the time. You can email me whatever it is. You can go to abqbusiness.com and my email's on there and tell me that it didn't work. Because I'm telling you, and I'll take 30 minutes with you and give you a free, we'll have a free session together. If it didn't work, you email me and we'll figure out why it didn't work. I'll be more than happy to volunteer my time to you for that. I encourage you guys, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate on Instagram, ABQ Jason Rigby. I'm on Twitter, ABQ Jason Rigby. All of them, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so forth. If you have any questions, comments, or whatever, I'll be more than happy to answer them. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope that you guys get this down. This will help you tremendously.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.